Now, winter fishing is not the best season to be out there trying to catch carp, but it's still possible, and there's lots of nice fish to be caught at this time of year. However, what I normally do every winter is I go in, and I say to myself I'm going to fish really, really hard, and then I start to tail off near the end of January, Feb. After Christmas, my enthusiasm for winter fishing starts to wane. So this year, I decided to set myself a little challenge to try and keep myself determined to carry on fishing all through those winter months. That challenge was, can I catch 30-pound plus carp from 5 different venues? Quite a difficult challenge. It meant I had to fish different venues, it meant I had to bounce around quite a bit, it meant I had to be fishing well, because a 30-pound carp in the winter, just catching one, that's a tough enough feat as it is. So to catch 5 different ones from 5 different venues, yeah, it was going to be a bit of a challenge. I gave myself a bit of a lifeline. I could catch 1 carp from abroad, but if I caught a carp from abroad, it had to be over 40 pounds instead of 30 pounds. A couple of the captures I can't talk about too much because they're going to be in films later down the line. One of them was a stunning mid-30 mirror from a park lake in the UK. It was an amazing carp, caught at the start of winter. I was blown away with it, and that really kick-started this winter challenge. Another one more recently, again, that's going to be in a film that I can't talk about too much, was a 40-pounder from a French trip. It was 43 pounds, caught on the last day of a trip over to France with my very good friend Jacob. That's going to be out in a film very soon, so I won't talk about it too much, but yeah, another fantastic fish. The other 30-pounders I can talk about a little bit more. One of them was at the start of my winter ticket at Manor Farm Lakes. I fished Damsel Lake and caught a really nice 30-pound common.
I think that's a nice carp. Really think that's a nice one. Please. Powerful fish. Yeah, that's got to be a good 20. That's what we've come for. Yes. Oh my word, that's a good one. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. I don't want to give up. Come on, nice back. Come on, get in the net, get in the net, come on. Yes. Oh, he's a bit bigger than 20 and all. He's a solid 20, he is. Yes. She's nice, that'd be a 30-pounder. Come on. Yeah, he could be 30. Yes. Wallop.
Oh. Am I happy with this? Just weighed it, touch over 30 pounds. What a result. I was really starting to think we're gonna get played by those little ones throughout the session. But just as I was about to call it, like I said, if I caught a big one, I was gonna leave today. And I've caught just that. 30 pound, December, beast of a common. Look at that. We will take that. Oh, cracking stuff. Great early Christmas present. Thank you for watching, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope 2025 brings you lots of happiness, joy, and of course, big, big carp. I'm off home now. Good Christmas with my family. Be back out on the bank soon. Last one, guys. Take care.
Staying on the theme of Manor Farm, I moved lake on the Manor Farm complex and went to Boonies Lake. Boonies Lake is quite famous for the 30-pounders it's got in there, and I went down with the Nash TV cameras and caught not 1 but 2 30-pound mirrors.
Old Stegosaurus. Come on, get your head up just like that. That's what we want. Oh, he's a nice one. He looks like a nice fish. Oh, crusty old thing. Come on, lad. Get in that net with you, mate. Oh, he's big. Come on.
Oh, he's decent. He might not be 30, but he's a decent sized mirror. Little scaly one as well. Oh, what a result that is. Right, what I'm gonna do is, that spot out there, I'm gonna change them both over to zigs. That other spot, I'm gonna reel this rod in and get it out there straight away again, because feeding spells can be so condensed in the winter. You don't wanna waste any time. We've had a bite, let's get the rods back out there, get the zigs back out there, sort these fish, and then, yeah, hopefully, this is a sign of things to come. But happy with that, well happy. He's a 30. 31. Oh, what a result that is, man. May not be the best season to be out there. It's definitely not May, but winter is still a good time to be catching carp, and to catch big carp as well. I'm buzzing with that. Well, what more can you ask for from a January session? 2 hours in, couple of bites, and one of them's a 30 pounder. Buzzing with that. Tried 2 different methods, fishing on the deck with that citrus wake 'em up mix, and then with zigs, trying to figure out if they preferred one. Well, I've had a bite on each one, so it seems like both tactics are working. Yeah, well happy with that. I'm gonna get that other fish out and show you him. Nice little lin. And I'm gonna sit back and wait for the action to commence again, which I think could happen. I think we could be in for a good session here. So we managed to get that rod back out and we're in again. We've really found the holding area. And if you can find that on the lake you're fishing, you can have action like this because the fish are so condensed. They don't really move off either. You might have a bite and the fish might sort of just, the other fish in the area might move off a little bit, but then they seem to come back to that same area. That's where they're most comfortable. That's where the water's maybe that 0.5 degree warmer, and that's where they always want to return to. So we've found that here, and it's just a case of picking up bites now and hopefully get through to the bigger fish. Come on, get in there. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. How about that for a bit of winter fishing? I think we had like 4 bites, topped off by another 30 pound mirror. We caught a couple of nice commons as well, some really, really lovely dark fish. Yeah, blown away with how well this session's going. A mixture of tactics, both zigs and on the bottom. And I think it's just a case of carry on doing what we're doing and reap the rewards. Winterwood fishing can be very, very tricky, but right now it feels very, very rewarding, very, very easy, and I'm loving it. So here we are at the end of Feb. I've got one more 30 pounder to catch to complete my little personal challenge. I decided to head to Field Aston Reservoir on the catch portfolio. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy challenge, it was going to be difficult. With time running out, we're at the end of Feb now. This is going to be one of my last chances to try and catch this 30 pound carp. So let's see how I got on when I headed over to Field Aston. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Now the reason we're starting this in the van is because conditions out there, they're extremely carpy, but they're not great for audio. The wind is hacking in, it's about 15 degrees with the back end of February, so yeah, conditions are bang on for fishing. They're not amazing for filming, especially for the audio side of things, but we'll make do. We're at a venue called Field Aston. You can book here through the Catch app. I've never been here before at all. I've never even seen the place. I barely know anything about it other than a quick look on the app before I got here. So I'm fishing it a little bit blind. So let's get out there, brave the elements, go for a little walk around, see if we can find any fish. And if we can't, set up in a likely area, keep our eyes on the water, see if we see any shows, and hopefully catch a few carp. Tell you what, if I was a carp, this is the bank I'd be on. This warm wind hacking into it. Not sure how great the audio is going to be with how windy it is, but it's a warm wind this time of year, blowing on this bank. It's a great place to start this. I think this is where we're going to fish towards. Hopefully you're able to hear me this session because this wind ain't going to make things easy, but hopefully it turns the fishing on. Without seeing anything to go on, I decided to pick a swim that covered a lot of water and allowed me to fish to the windswept bank. My approach was going to be simple: bright yellow citrus pop-ups and a small PVA bag of sweet corn.
It's been a little while since I've seen anyone fish one of these on a video, and in fact for some of you, you might not even know it's possible. If you salt up a wet bait such as sweet corn, you can actually put it in PVA bags and it won't dissolve until it goes in the actual lake. I think this time of year, these bright little balls of a highly visual bait, highly digestible bait like sweet corn, It might not work, but I think for a roving tactic, trying to locate fish, this is a bit of a killer.
I went for the same approach on all 3 rods, as I was adamant that it would be a fruitful method at this time of year. The difficult challenge here wasn't going to be my baiting approach or rig choice, but locating the carp. With 3 rods ready to go, I dispatched them along the margin to my left, with each rod giving a satisfying drop, and I was soon fishing. I've really got to be watching the water here because I've not seen any shows yet. I'm not going to hear them either because of the road and the wind sound. It means if a fish boshes out, I'll have to be looking at the water to be able to notice it. The only good thing is, the way this lake is laid out is just a square, so it's quite conducive for fish spotting. But it just means I can't really do anything other than look out of this bivvy, watching the water like a hawk and hoping I see a show. I thought I would see something, the weather's bang on. It's that time of year where the fish, they're coming out of that winter slumber, they're covered in parasites and leeches and they just want to bosh out the water to try and get them off them. You do see a lot of shows this time of year, but I've not seen anything yet. I've only been here a couple of hours. I do feel confident fishing up to that bank on the left where the wind's hacking in, that warm wind, but I would have loved to see a fish. I'm going to leave the rods for a couple of hours, redo them around dark if we don't get a bite. I'm just going to keep moving them around with those little bags of sweet corn, those bright pop-ups, and hope that we stumble on a couple of fish and we get that quick bite. Once we've found a few fish, I'm confident we'll get a few more. As is the case when the fishing, find one, you normally find them with a load. So until we get that first bite, until we see that first show, we can't really relax too much. So yeah, back to watching the water and just praying we see one. I didn't see anything in that evening period, but at least the wind and rain began to subside. I recast the rods on dark onto new spots but still targeting the same area of the lake and settled in for the night. One morning we've woken up to absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, not a beep, didn't hear a slosh. I got up, set an alarm twice in the night to wake up to listen to shows for a little bit because the road wasn't as busy, didn't hear anything. So we've not really got much to go on other than we know that they're not in one part of the lake. I spent most of yesterday fishing towards my left. I had 3 rods placed along that margin where the wind was hacking in and we didn't get a bite, so all that tells me is the fish aren't really there. So today I'm going to move them around to the centre of the lake to my right hand side. I'm going to stick to the same tactics. I feel confident that the tactic will work if we're on fish, we're just not on fish yet. So that's the plan. I'm going to redo these rods, get them out into those new areas and just keep moving around. Once we find those fish, once we get that first bite, once we start getting a few liners, I'll feel confident for this session. Right now, even though it's not a very big lake, I have no clue where these carp are and it's making things quite difficult, but once we find them, I feel confident. So let's get these rods sorted back out in the lake in these new spots. Hopefully we can pinpoint the location of the carp and then start catching a few. The morning passed uneventfully, other than a new storm rolling in and making conditions pretty grim. There wasn't much to do other than hide away in the bivvy and pray to the carp gods that a rod would be away soon. As you guys know, I'm fishing at Field Aston on this session, which is a lake available through the Catch app. I am teaming up with Catch in some upcoming videos to fish a range of the varied waters on their portfolio. I'll also be giving away a free 12-month Catch Pro membership to one of you guys whenever I fish at a Catch venue. All you need to do is comment below a venue that you'd like me to visit in the future for one of these videos and I'll pick someone at random to win the prize. Good luck. Back on the fishing front, the weather was improving and getting a bit milder following the storm. I decided to recast the rods after the rain had passed, and it didn't take long after doing so that I had a take.
Oh, it worked. That little change of location in straight away. Come on. Oh, don't do that. Lovely common that. Lovely, lovely common. Oh. It's a nice fish. Come on, in the neck. Yes. Yes. Oh mate, that's a sick carp. Oh, get in. Happy days. Come on.
32 pounds. Oh, sick. Wait till you see this. This is a lovely fish. Check him out. Oh, lovely. Oh, get him in frame. Lovely common there. A sick fish. Buzzing with that. Winter gold, man. 32 pound. Oh, special common. Yeah, it just goes to show, stick to your guns often, your tactics right, location's wrong. I'm hoping now that we've found them, we're going to catch a few more, but if we don't, honestly, winter sessions, catching fish like this, can't grumble at all, even if you're only bite. Lovely carp. Very happy with that, thank you Field Aston. Come on. As I sat there taking in the evening sunset, I reflected back on a really enjoyable winter of fishing. Yes, winter fishing isn't easy, and I have often in the past, like I'm sure most of you at home have done, hung up the rods in the colder months, but I'm so glad that this wasn't the case this winter. Spring is now just around the corner, and the prolific period is a month or two away. So if you haven't been fishing this winter, make sure you're getting everything sorted to get out there when it's really prime time. Tight lines everyone, and be lucky.